Hola a todos del Instituto Oviedo. Estamos aquí con Paul Mescal.
Hello.
Le vamos a hacer unas preguntas que ustedes nos mandaron. Y bueno, yo estoy súper emocionada por ustedes.
I think the motivation came from doing it. Like, I did a school musical when I was 16, which was very formative. There wasn't really an avenue, or I didn't see an avenue for it to be a career, but I really enjoyed doing it. And then when it came to like the end of my secondary school and looking into further education, I quickly realized that I didn't really want to do anything else. So probably what motivated me was a kind of innate love for it, and nothing else really being an option. Yeah, well, my school had a policy where every student, whether they wanted to or not, had to audition. And it wasn't a thing that I was forced to, because I definitely wanted to, but I feel like if that policy wasn't in place, I might not have, because I was a 16-year-old boy and was nervous about doing a musical, you know. That's a really hard question to answer from my perspective, because I feel like it's not one of those performances that has one moment. I think it's a film that cumulatively builds up, and it's a performance that I'm really proud of, because it's not like hanging on one moment. It's like you build up a life of this person, then you put it in front of the camera and you hope that it builds and builds and builds and builds. But I think it's also, the film itself is subtle in its nature, and I think it's maybe a kind of getting a temperature of what audiences want. I don't think it's a loud performance. I think it's pretty subdued and quiet, and yeah, maybe it's a tonic to other performances that we're used to seeing. I feel like we're used to seeing men shout and roar, and there's lots of that in Stanley, and there's a place for that, and it exists in the world of masculinity, but that, I think, is the opposite. So maybe that, but I don't have the actual, of course I don't have the answer. Yeah, well, Streetcar is my favorite play, so in that, obviously Stanley is up there, but I don't think I have a dream role. This is definitely a play that I've always wanted to be in. I think I'd love to play Willie Loman at some point when I'm much older. A lot of the American classics, like in plays like the Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller's, but I don't really have a plan. You know, I don't have a plan of like characters that I want to play or don't want to play. I'll just read whatever comes my way and make decisions based on that. I think I was just really lucky. Like, I can't imagine doing this if I didn't have the support of my parents. So all power to anybody who's able to do it without the support of their parents, because I think that's really difficult. I still think you should, if it's what you want to do, fuck your parents. You've got to do what you want to do. But I don't have that experience. I turned to my parents when I was 18, and I was like, I want to go to drama school, and they were like, yeah, that's a privilege, and I'm really grateful for. I don't know what I'd be if I wasn't an actor. Probably playing Gaelic football, which is an amateur sport, so I would be poor. I love Adam Driver at the moment. Michelle Williams, Vicky Creeps, Michael Shannon, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Daniel Day-Lewis. I love actors in general. I think they're amazing people. It's really cool. It's like, I think it's important to like take energy from people that you admire, even if it's just watching them and figuring out and watching their interviews. And you've got to remove, I think, your identity from being a successful actor. I don't really have advice on that. I think it's important that it kind of hurts. I know if there's an easy way around it. If you love, it's like if you love something a lot, it costs a lot if you can't have it. Suerte, alumnos del Instituto
Oviedo.
Oviedo.